The sun crested the horizon, painting the sky orange and pink as our boat cut through the morning chill. The air was sharp, salty, and electric with possibility. We weren't just fishing, we were hunting for something legendary. Gus, our captain, claimed he'd seen monsters. Giant squid, sharks, and now, rumors of crabs the size of car tires. Reports of giant crabs had surfaced, creatures most would fear, but we were drawn to the challenge. The unknown was the real lure. We were on a quest for a sea giant. The sea stretched endlessly ahead. Our adventure was underway. Our boat, the Sea Serpent, was battered but reliable, a floating office for Gus and today, for me. The deck was a maze of ropes and traps, every scratch a story. The engine's rumble faded as we pushed farther from shore. The ocean was calm, the sky clear, the air pure and briny. Out here, the world felt endless. No roads, no rules, just water and sky. Gus read the weather like a seasoned sailor, confident the good conditions would hold. The horizon was all water, the coastline gone. It was intimidating, but freeing. The sea demands attention. It can be friend or foe. We watched the sky, the water, every subtle change. Out here, you realize how small you are. But that smallness is liberating. The boat rocked gently, the sun sparkling on the waves. It was peaceful, but the sense of adventure was ever present. This was nature at its rawest. Gus moved with purpose, at home in the chaos. I felt the weight of the moment. Something big was coming. The ocean's vastness was humbling, but it was also the perfect stage for something extraordinary. We were miles from land, surrounded by blue. The only sounds were the sea and our anticipation. Every sense was heightened. The day was perfect for an epic catch. The Sea Serpent was ready, Gus was ready, I was ready. The adventure was real. The big blue was our office, and today, it promised something unforgettable. We pressed on, deeper into the unknown. We reached Gus's chosen spot and killed the engine. Silence settled, broken only by waves and distant gulls. Gus pointed into the water. Look there. I leaned over, peering into the blue. At first, nothing, just shifting light. Then, a shadow moved along the ocean floor. It was massive, moving, sideways. My heart raced. Was this it? Gus grabbed binoculars, peering straight down. It's him, he whispered, the giant. I took the binoculars and focused. The shape resolved, a crab, impossibly large. Its body was as wide as a car tire, legs thick as bats, claws bigger than my head. One claw, the crusher, looked strong enough to snap an oar. The crab's reddish-brown shell blended with the sand, but its size was unmistakable. It moved with slow, deliberate confidence, a true king of the deep. I was mesmerized. This was no fisherman's tale. The sea giant was real, and it was right below us. The challenge was clear. Could we catch it? The moment felt surreal. Gus's eyes sparkled with excitement. The crab was on the move, and so were we. Every second counted. The ocean held its breath. We prepared for the next step. The shadow below was our target. The hunt was on. I steadied myself, adrenaline surging. This was the moment we'd hoped for. The giant crab was within reach. We had to act fast. The real adventure was about to begin. How do you catch a monster crab? Not with a regular trap. Gus was already working out a plan, calm, focused, determined. He explained, we'd use a custom snare, a heavy metal loop on a thick rope. The goal, lower it, guide it over the crab's shell and pull tight. Simple in theory, risky in practice. The crab was moving toward a rocky reef. If it hid, we'd lose it. We had to act now. I grabbed the rope, Gus held the loop. We worked in sync, lowering the snare gently into the water. Every move had to be perfect. One mistake, and the crab would vanish. The loop drifted down, tension thick in the air. The crab crawled slowly, unaware. We guided the snare, inch by inch. The challenge was real. One wrong move, and it was over. My hands gripped the rope, heart pounding. Gus nodded. It was time. We were ready for the catch of a lifetime. The world narrowed to the boat, the rope, and the giant below. Every muscle was tense. The snare hovered above the crab. We had one shot. The plan was in motion. The stakes couldn't be higher. The ocean watched in silence. We were locked in a battle of wits and nerve. The crab was almost in position. I steadied my breath. Gus gave the signal. This was it. The moment of truth. We pulled, hoping for the extraordinary. The hunt for the sea giant was on. The snare hovered, the crab oblivious as it searched for food. We guided the loop, left, right, waiting for the perfect moment. Gus signaled, now. I yanked the rope. The loop tightened, and suddenly, the rope jerked hard. The crab exploded into action, dragging the boat sideways. It was a battle. Man versus monster. The crab thrashed, claws snapping, sand swirling below. My arms burned as I held on, the rope biting through my gloves. Gus shouted encouragement, but the crab was relentless. The boat spun, pulled by the sheer power of the creature. It was chaos, pure adrenaline. The crab tried to cut itself free with its crusher claw. We had to keep the rope tight, away from those deadly pincers. Every second was a struggle. The fight was on, and neither side was giving up. My muscles screamed, but I refused to let go. We were locked in a test of strength and will. The ocean roared around us. We were in the fight of our lives. The crab surged, yanking the rope with brutal force. My boot slipped on a wet patch. I lost my balance. Suddenly I was tumbling toward the edge, heart pounding. Instinct took over. I let go of the rope and grabbed for the railing. My fingers caught cold metal just in time. My legs slammed the side, pain shooting up, but I was still on the boat. For a moment, I just hung there, breathless. Gus had already grabbed the rope, steady as ever. He saved the catch, and maybe me. "Are you all right?" he asked, calm, as always. I nodded, pulling myself back onto the deck, legs shaking. The scare was real, a reminder of how quickly things can go wrong at sea. I'd been careless, but I got lucky. Gus's experience made the difference. I took a deep breath, adrenaline still surging. I wasn't about to waste my second chance. The fight wasn't over. I grabbed the rope again, more determined than ever. The crab was still battling below, but now I was ready. And the lesson was clear. Respect the sea, or pay the price. Gus gave me a nod. We were back in the fight. The boat rocked, the rope strained. I focused, every sense alert. The danger was real, but so was the reward. We pressed on, side by side. The giant crab wasn't done yet. Neither were we. The struggle continued. This time, I wouldn't slip. I was all in. Shaken but determined, I gripped the rope with renewed focus. Gus and I pulled together, muscles burning as the crab tired. It was a brutal tug of war. Gain a foot, lose a foot. The crab broke the surface in a spray of foam, thrashing and snapping. Its claws clacked, echoing power and fury. Now came the hardest part, getting it on deck. The winch whirred, lifting the monster from the water. It dangled, dripping and furious, before landing with a heavy thud on the deck. We moved fast, guiding it into a reinforced container. Relief washed over me. We'd done it. We'd caught the catch of a lifetime. The crab was a true leviathan. The story was real. The ocean had given up one of its giants. The crab sprawled across the deck, a living relic from the deep. Its size was staggering, body wider than my shoulders, legs longer than I am tall. Gus estimated it weighed over 40 pounds, the biggest he'd seen in 50 years. Even exhausted, it snapped its claws. A final show of strength. We kept our distance, guiding it into a reinforced container. I lay beside it for a photo, dwarfed by its bulk. The crab was a survivor, a king of the ocean floor. It was a symbol of the ocean's untamed power. The sea giant was real, and we'd caught it. The ocean's mysteries were a little less mysterious, but no less magical. The ride back was quiet, the thrill of the catch fading into reflection. My near miss replayed in my mind, a reminder of the sea's power. The ocean demands respect. One careless moment can cost you everything. Gus, calm and steady, had saved the day. Out here, nature is in control. You're just a visitor. The giant crab was a prize, but the real lesson was humility. I was grateful for Gus's guidance, and my second chance. The ocean is beautiful, but wild and unforgiving. The adventure was over, but the story would last a lifetime.